Professional Development Portfolio on the National Executive Committee. So we are kind of a nerdy kind of portfolio. We do a lot of reading and a lot of thinking activities and a lot of behind the scenes work as well. So we're probably not the marketing team's dream for marketing the SASP, but it is quite an important portfolio, and I will tell you now more why that is. So we focus a lot on our profession, the development of our profession, and of course all physiotherapists in the profession by means of focusing specifically on quality of education, and then also looking a lot and using a lot of evidence in different areas that we need to look into. So we have a couple of committees under this portfolio. The first one is the National Physiotherapy Educators Forum. So this forum consists of specifically representatives of all the universities in South Africa and also the public sector representatives, and then also from the HPCSA. And the aim of this forum is basic to look into all the needs of under and postgraduate training, and also things, for example, like community service issues, and anything other, related to training as well. So lots of these issues that sometimes pop up with, for example, placements of students, new degrees, new diplomas, falls under this forum, where usually it is discussed and we get the input of all the universities on the matters. In this committee, or under this committee, is also the bursary committee. Now, the bursary committee, every year they allocate bursaries to undergraduate students, basically from the first to the third year, and it's quite an extensive amount of bursaries. So remember, only students that are members can apply for these bursaries, and these applications are usually due around the end of the year. So if you are a student, keep your eyes open for these calls going out. It's quite an extensive amount that can really help you a lot with your studies. Then we also have the research committee, which focuses a bit more on the postgraduate students and postgraduate training, where there's also some bursaries, a couple of thousand of rand that can be allocated towards your project. Usually a prerequisite is that you at least have ethical clearance, but we've changed a bit in the guidelines and the policies that you can also apply for this when you just want to register. Obviously, there's certain terms and conditions that goes with it, but yeah, go through those policies and guidelines and see how it can help you as well in your postgrad studies or your postgrad enrollment. Just important to emphasize that these bursaries are only for if you are registering for studies at a university specifically. Then we also have the Quality Insurance Committee, which specifically focus a lot on evidence and looking for evidence, searching for evidence, putting together, sometimes evidence-based statements as well, together with our professional development officers. And they also assist, for example, the private sector or any other committee, a coding committee, for example, when they need some evidence for example, medical aids, which usually or a lot of times want some evidence for to support, specific requests that we are making for payments or for codes to be accepted. So they are people that scrutinize the evidence. We're always looking for some help on these committees. So if you are interested in research and evidence, please contact me, and we can always find a slot for you to help us. We also have the coding committee, which is busy with an enormous project on looking into the restructuring of the whole coding system for physiotherapy. Now, this is quite also an extensive process because with the changing health systems, we need to take into account how is the coding structure or the payment system going to look like in the NHI, and then we also need to still consider, the private sector, so we can't change the system and then in the end, it doesn't fit the one or the other. But they've made some great progress the past year, and next year we're going to take the next steps and look into the specific structure that we've been investigating up to now. We also have the South African Journal of Physiotherapy, to which all members have free access to, publishing high quality evidence, high quality articles. The journal has shown some enormous growth the past couple of years. They have an impact factor now. They are listed on some important databases. We have a lot of international attraction, more international authors publishing in the journal. So a great benefit to all members, specifically if you're in the academic and you need to publish, is that members are subsidized for publishing in the SAJP. And all academics specifically will know costs of publishing and publication fees are enormous high. So a couple of tens to 20 or thousands of rands that you can save on this if you're a member as well. We also have the CPD committee, who accredit courses, because the SASP is a accredited body. So they also actually accredit thousands, literally thousands of activities every year, not only within SASP, also from outside SASP, because anybody can send in courses or activities, journal clubs that they want to be accredited to the committee, and then also they have to go through all the references, look at the CV of the presenters to make sure that what they are presenting are of sufficient quality and worthy of CPD points. We also now have a newly formed committee, which we call the Digital Transformation Advisory Committee, who is going specifically to focus on technology, innovation, AI, and the role it has in physiotherapy, and also where we need it, and develop specific systems projects that's related to this, specific for our profession as well. We are also looking for some assistance on this committee, not the committee as such, but just task things. So if this is an interest of you, please contact me as well. We need some input of the tech savvy people in the society. And then maybe lastly as well, just need to mention, I have mentioned or referred to them a bit earlier as well. We have the professional development officers, and they assist a lot also with projects within the society, such as attending NHI meetings, looking into the UHC projects in the past, a lot of research activities and that we also want to undertake. Yeah, so in a nutshell, that is the professional development portfolio. And if it is a congress year, of course, that also falls under us. So hopefully we have a bit of a break next year, and then we're probably looking forward to the next congress that we will organize. So please join us and look out for all of these benefits. As I said,